We are live, Your Worship.
Thank you, John. Afternoon, Council. I'd like to call this committee of the whole meeting for July 11th, 2024 to order with adoption of the agenda. So I want to make that motion, Councilor Cherry, Councilor Lusow. All in favor? Motion's carried. Adoption of the minutes of the committee of the whole for June 13th, 2024. Councilor Lusow, Councilor Devlin. All in favor? Motion's carried. Any business arising from those minutes? Seeing none, I'm going to go right into staff reports. 9A, Community Wildfire Resiliency Plan Developmental Update. Ms. Morfleet, you are prepared to lead us through that, are you?
Sure. Mostly this is just going into the specifics of where the resiliency plan lies right now with BA Blackwell. So at the moment, the planning process and client communications are complete. So that included the formation of our committee that will be working on this project, kickoff meeting, some field work preparation, and regulatory and strategic review. And in progress, their wildfire risk assessment is still going on. So they did come and do they did come to Revelstoke for a week. They toured around Revelstoke and looked at our critical infrastructure and the general layout of the land and what kind of vegetation we have. And they're still just updating fuel type information and things like that. They're really just getting in depth with a lot of the things that what might be causing more or less wildfire risk in our area. And they're also still reviewing background information for fire smart disciplines that we already have in place within the city. So they've been going over our previous OCPs and things like that to get a sense of what we already have within our bylaws and what we're doing as a city for fire smart already. And then they're going to come up with recommendations for that and how to improve on those. And they're mapping our fuel management areas as well still, and what kind of treatments they're going to suggest. They're also creating maps and spatial data and establishing review processes for template development. I guess just making sure that all of our spatial data is accurate and reflecting what they would like them to reflect.
Perfect, good. Thank you for that. Council, any questions for Lauren regarding the plan to date? Saying none, when the people will go through that whole plan, will that come back, Lauren, to council for a final update? Do you know?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, good. All right, thank you. Thanks for being here and giving us some information. Appreciate that.
No problem.
We're going to move on to departmental updates, communication stats, and Ms. Williams, you're up.
Back. Thank you.
Oh, that's full of your stats.
Don't worry, half of this is the report as well.
I didn't realize that. People going outside or something? Slacking a little bit, so phone and a half of our time.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
I think this is the first presentation that I am presenting in my actual voice. So that's exciting in itself. But to my knowledge, this is the first ever communications review of the City of Revelstoke. So today I will provide a high-level overview of the city's social media channels, City Views newsletters, and website analytics. I will then touch upon the brand timeline and provide a breakdown of the responsibilities of those involved with city communications. Just to clarify, the analytics will cover the period from January 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. I've included 2023 to provide a baseline of the city's communications. So I'm going to kick that off with social media. So in 2024, we simplified graphics by reducing the amount of text within an image, removed commenting abilities to ensure the city's pages are a safe space for every member of the community and to reduce the spread of misinformation, increase the level of detail and information with our direct message responses, and reduce the response time of those direct messages. I looked up at you and now I've lost my place. Changed from a formal to a personal tone for most non-emergency communications, and most recently we've added Instagram stories. So for Facebook, this resulted in an increase of 102 followers, 1,966 clicks on hyperlinks, which is more than 50% of the total of 2023, an average of 3.5 post shares, almost 100% of 2023 at just 6 months in, an average of 16.7 post reactions, which is over 90% of 2023 at just 6 months in, yet fewer posts, 31 less posts than 6 months of 2023. For Instagram, we've had 21 post saves so far this year, and average post shares saw an increase of 31.4% from 3.2 to 4.2. Average likes per post have increased from 13.2 to 15.3, yet fewer posts, about 30 fewer posts than 6 months of 2023. So fewer posts, but higher engagement. So our next steps are to resolve the Facebook-Instagram dilemma to enable scheduling and cross-posting abilities. I'm not sure that you guys are aware of this at all. So our Facebook and our Instagram accounts cannot successfully be linked. One says it's a business and the other's personal, while the other said it's a business and one of it's a personal. I can't really go into too much detail without announcing information that may put us at a cyber privacy risk. But essentially, we cannot cross-post and we cannot schedule easily. So this is taking too much of staff time, really, to do this. It should be an easy fix, but it's not. We're currently looking into our options, including starting afresh. So YouTube. In 2024, for mayor videos, we have created a smoother process by moving the filming to council chambers, so we don't have to interrupt all the staff at the top level floor of City Hall. Our information systems technician has added additional cameras, resulting in more engaging content. And we're trying to diversify the staff interviewees by including key project leading staff that are not necessarily in director positions. For council live streams, we're currently testing whether council meetings as Facebook events help those interested in viewing them find them. The biggest thing we've noticed here is that it pays to be intentional. People are not engaging in videos unless they're a hot topic for the community. Examples include short-term rentals and the utility bills. These were useful for expanding on information that was already in discussion with the community. These are the big spikes that you can see in the viewership here over Q1. So next, for mayor videos, we're going to focus on intention over quantity, focus on responding to the hot topics of the community and providing insight into what is currently top of mind. We'll test different destinations, primarily embedding video and live stream links within the website. For example, the most recent mayor video is about the updates to the water regulations. which you can actually find on the water regulations page. And for council meetings, I'm going to try doing event reminders as Instagram stories to see if we're missing interesting people via that platform. For the City Views e-newsletters, we've simplified graphics, added clear section headers, increased the number of hyperlinks linking every opportunity there is for the public to learn more, should they want to. We've got a regular schedule now. It's every other Friday. Anybody listening is interested? Next Friday. We've added regular sections for hot topic issues such as construction season, the spring safety series, and now with summer approaching, or in summer now, emergency preparedness. We've changed to a more personable tone that includes well-wishing, holiday acknowledgement, and my favorite, puns. So I do just want to take a quick moment here to acknowledge that yes, there are many opportunities to improve communications at the city. However, for newsletters alone, Revelstoke was already well above the government standard there being the blue lines, and Revelstoke being the burgundy, of course. But with the aforementioned changes in 2021, we've seen an increase in open rates from 56.5% to 61.7% in just 6 months. An increase in click rate from 10.3 to 11.9%, which makes sense given the intentional increase of links. But this is interesting because it does show that there are community members out there interested in engaging more if they have that opportunity. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the data from Q1 and Q2 of 2023 due to the parameters of MailChimp, but from July of 2023 to June 30th of this year, the net subscriber number has increased by 80 people. And from the provided report, the council report, you can also see that after a little database cleanse, the bounce rate has changed from 5.9% right down to 0.8%. So next, I'm going to focus on adding alt text to photos as a small step in improving accessibility, reducing the amount of text while keeping the message and information available. This should make for more digestible newsletters, and testing the different MailChimp features. For the website, we've increased links, as I've mentioned, through the social media and the newsletters, getting more on the ball about where the public might want to have the ability to access more information. And this has been a lot of research over the past 6 months. So we've researched municipal government website hosts, designers, features, and accessibility practices. A really nerdy spreadsheet about that going in my office if you're interested. I've been working with the account manager to discuss our options for improving the layout of the website, and I've just submitted the budget application for 2025. And this resulted in no big changes or improvements as we've been researching. So at this stage, we've been able to collect a good baseline in which to measure the success of future changes and improvements in the future. However, on the right-hand side there, you'll see our URL shortener statistics. So the URL shortener is anytime you see a hyperlink that starts with rbst.ca/. We can look at those analytics differently. And through that, we can see that intentionally increasing our amount of links and through social media campaigns to direct the public to the relevant information, the average number of clicks per link has already bypassed 2023's data substantially, an average rise of 151.7 clicks per link. And the links are coming from Revelstoke people. At this point, I would suggest that this is due to the MailChimp database cleanse. So the next step, the search bar is currently bogged down with outdated documents and drafted or discontinued web pages. While we wait on the 2025 budget application, we will complete a big document cleanse, removing those no longer relevant, correct, or legally necessary documents. I'm going to do the same with the sitemap and the pages. And I'm going to work with management to finalize the budget application. That's it for data. Now I just wanted to clarify the branding overview. So I will take this opportunity to clarify that the overall branding process is for the city of Revelstoke an organization that provides municipal government services. This is certainly not to define Revelstoke or our community. So hopefully this chart explains where we are with each of the processes. I will just clarify what each of these mean. So the visual representation with the public involvement, that was the logo, and that is in awaiting to be announced at the moment. We're also going to decide the city staff's values. I'm going to run an internal communications survey, which is currently awaiting approval by management and the CAO. After that's done, I'm going to share the results with CAO and management, and together we will work to define our values as an organization, not as a city community. Then we will write the city's history. I'm hoping to work with Kathy English. I haven't asked her yet, so Kathy, if you're listening, I'll be in touch. And to work with management to collate a history of the city of Revelstoke. And then I want to define the city. So historically versus now, what we do as an organization, who we are, our vision, our mission. Using the survey results, the 6-month communication analysis, I wrote this before I extended it to 18 months, and the collated history to create the tone of voice. I'm going to be working with graphic designers and use the set tone of voice and results from the logo project to create symbols, icons, and creative elements to enhance communications. Then I'm going to put together the final pages, so the brand framework, themes and hierarchy, logo usage, intellectual property agreements. After that, it's creating a brand strategy, a 5-year overarching brand plan broken down into yearly goal marks. And then I'm going to come back with all of that and present it to you. And then I'm going to share it with staff once we're all agreed. And then I'm going to share it with the stakeholders in the community. I'm also going to ask Evan to do a barbecue to celebrate, but I didn't write that in the script. So as a newish profession, it's somewhat confusing to understand what communications is. So I did just want to take this opportunity to showcase the work that's being done, not just by me, but by those supporting communications. It's within the council report should you want to review it further, but for now, I just want to extend a huge thanks to the Director of Corporate Services, the Governance Services Coordinator, and our Information Systems Technician for the consistent support they have and continue to provide for communications projects. Thanks for listening.
Well, any questions, council? Who's going to start? Councilor Devlin.
Not so much of a question, just a comment. I didn't know we had an Instagram, and I just subscribed. Hit up the World Wide Web, you cool kids.
Thanks for increasing our statistics for the December presentation.
Anyone else? Councilor Paul.
Thanks for the information. It's valuable. I have a question regarding the budget submission for 2025. So my question that I'll ask later, I'm not going to ask the question yet,
Okay.
is order of magnitude, what's going to be submitted, what's going to be requested of council. And so, before I ask that question, what happens with the budget cycle, typically in local government, and Revelstoke's no exception, the staff does all the stuff, does the budget presentation, gets in front of council, as months go by, and then sometime in May, we finally approve the budget. And then typically what happens, then staff says, oh, okay, we got the money, now we can start doing the project. So June goes by, then we're in the summer, and next thing you know, the year's gone by, and very little's done. So the other thing, again, before I ask my question, is one of the tools that council can do, it's generally ill-advised, but is giving pre-budget approval so that you can get going rather than waiting for that. And the reason I mention that is our website is like a decade overdue, and maybe wasn't even the greatest at that point. Having said all that preamble, do you have a sense of the order of magnitude the budget request will be for the 2025 for the website?
I'd like to call upon the Director of Corporate Services.
So Councillor Palmer, there are a few different options that will be presented to council for consideration. Improve what we have all the way up to a brand new website. I think right now, Francesca mentioned that we were going through and we're going to get rid of a bunch of old documents and old pages. So regardless of which way we go, if we're going to migrate that information, we'll be able to work on it in advance.
Right. So, and then to the chair, another sort of question on that approach. So that's good. So basically you say you're not going to give me the answer. That's fine. The, because you got to figure it out. So the other thing that I've noticed with local government, like some municipalities have good web pages, they're easy to go through, and the amount of money spent on that is not necessarily indicative on the quality of the website.
Agreed.
And one of the problems that I've seen or experienced is that problem of migration and how much are you reproducing junk of the past kind of thing. So I almost wonder if and I'm not looking for an answer, but I almost wonder as a layperson that, just trash and burn that, forget about what's there and then rebuild from scratch. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I don't need a response. But as you're going through that, so I'm looking forward to the renewal of that, or not renewal, a new website that's that you can actually navigate and find information, which even as a councillor with lots of background in municipal government, I have a great difficulty finding documents and stuff.
I like your analogy, trash and burn. Thank you for that comment. Anyone else have a comment or a question? Seeing none? Thank you. Appreciate that, Francesca.
Thank you guys for listening.
All right, we're going to move on. We have the annual report for fire. However, we don't have a presenter. I believe Chief DeRosa is away. And the first quarter detailed report as well. Do any of you have any questions regarding any of that we can get to the chief to deal with, or we can ask him to come to the next committee of the whole if we have questions? Councilor Cherry.
I would always just tee the chief up to see how we can do better. So
yeah,
I think he's well aware of my questions. I asked him every time we get a quarterly report. So looking forward to potential changes in the future.
okay, good. When he's back, we'll ask him those things. Appreciate that. Other than that, we have no in camera, and so I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Councilor Devlin, seconded by Councilor Lucille. All in favor? Motion's carried. Thank you all. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Ms. Delisle.
You're welcome. Thank you.